My name is Brad, and this is my story. Helplessness became a reality for me when my wife was suddenly hospitalized in a coma. I am disabled and wheelchair bound, and my wife has always provided our income. She also managed our bills and made sure that everyone's needs were met. I did not know where to begin when she was no longer able to provide these things. That all changed because you made a choice to support Rockwall Helping Hands. My boys were talking at school about waking up and having no lights in our house, which prompted the school counselor to contact Helping Hands. Our electric bill was paid and power was restored to our home within 2 hours because of you. You also provided food and made sure we were able to stay in our home until family arrived from out of town to help us further. I can't thank you enough.
My name is Melissa, and this is my story. Following the completion of a 5-month prison term, I was anxious to put my mistake behind me and get back on my feet. Because of you, I was given the guidance that I needed to locate counseling and connect with women of similar backgrounds. You also provided a path in which I found work at a local veterinarian office that was willing to give me a second chance. I have discovered a love for veterinary medicine that I didn't know I had and hope to return to school to pursue it further. I'm forever grateful that you cared enough to support Rockwall Helping Hands. Thank you for giving me a second chance at life.
So glad. Thank you for allowing us to come here and talk to you. As you know, Holy Trinity by the Lake has been a big supporter of Helping Hands. We just absolutely love your organization. But I'm not sure that everybody knows all the things that y'all do. As we've talked before, a lot of people know they can drop off furniture or clothes that they have used, and you guys will give that to other people. And I would like for them to know that y'all are so much more than that. And so I would love to talk about it. First of all, what is y'all's primary mission here for the community? Who do you serve?
So we serve several different populations of people here in Rockwall County. The first thing that would probably come to your mind is that in Rockwall County, there's roughly 20,000 people that live at or below the federal poverty level.
Right.
So when people say Helping Hands, that's typically what you would think of as the population that we serve here, which is exactly true, that we have a portion of that. But we also serve a population of people that you don't normally think about, and those are people that come upon some unexpected emergency crisis or need. It's the family of 4 that's father loses his job and he needs help for a couple of months to get back on his feet. It could be a single mom who on any given month is able to make ends meet with a couple of kids, but then she has to have some kind of life-altering thing. She has to put tires on her car. She has to do this. She has to do that. She gets sick. Things of that nature that require help. It goes far beyond just the indigent population of the community. I tell people this all the time. Unless we're Warren Buffett, most all of us are one crisis away from needing some kind of financial assistance and help. Just getting sick. I mean, that's medical bills. We see that all of the time. So,
Yeah, absolutely. So I love how you make people whole, especially I'm sure the working mom, as you said, just wants her job and to continue. And then when tires go out, how can she go to work? And so I love that how you're talking about making people whole so they can get back to work and get their life back to normal. That's absolutely wonderful.
yeah, and there are qualifications, obviously, that you have to fall under before we would be able to provide that financial help to you. It's not just to anyone.
Well, I wanted to ask you about that. What is your processing screen? People come, they just show up.
So we do some financial checking on individuals that come in and request assistance. We make sure that they qualify for that. But also what we do is we make sure that they, once we have determined that they qualify financially to be able to receive help, then we also make sure that you are who you say you are. We make sure that you do reside in Rockwall County, because from our assistance and referral and food pantry aspect, we only serve those that are in this community. And then we do obviously proof of residency. We'll get some bills and things to verify all of that. And then once we have checked those boxes and said, yes, you do qualify for assistance through Helping Hands, then we are able to go and meet that need. We don't ever give money to individuals or families. We take the money that is given to us from this community and organizations such as the church, and we take that and actually make that payment to the need itself, so that we're making sure that that's getting met.
Okay. And that's absolutely fantastic. So people are screened so that y'all know that it's legitimate needs. I like that. As well as, what are other services besides paying bills and having the clothing store? Do y'all do like medical?
Yeah, we do. Obviously, we do the food pantry, and
Okay.
I'll start there.
Okay.
As our food pantry is a huge component of our assistance and referral department. A lot of the families that come in that are in financial need also need food. And so, we have a vision here at Helping Hands that no one goes to bed hungry, without a roof overhead, or is deprived of needed medical care. And so when you think about that, you're thinking more holistically, right? How can we help the individual all the way around? So we provide that food. Any given year, we'll do 200 to 250,000 pounds of food a year to be able to feed the hungry here. A lot of people don't think about, when kids aren't in school. Kids are in school, they're getting at least 2 square meals a day. They're getting breakfast and lunch. But when they're out of school and they're at home, there's a lot of these kids that aren't being fed 2 and 3 meals a day. And so we're able to put that food on the table thanks to the generosity of this community. The Health Center of Helping Hands provides medical care to the indigent population of Rockwall County. And we go outside of Rockwall County on the medical side to a degree. Okay. But providing that, so if you're falling below that federal poverty level and you qualify under that indigent definition, then you're able to come to our health center and you're able to get quality medical care that at a much reduced cost of maybe even free, depending upon where you fall. We call it sliding scale. So wherever you are, 100, 150, 125, 200% below the federal poverty level tells us where you fall on that sliding scale. But we all know that and let me say this, we have 2 full-time nurse practitioners. Most people in Rockwall County know David Lynch, Dr. David Lynch. Yeah. We operate under his medical license. He serves on our board, but he's also the medical director for the clinic. And then we have 7 medical assistants within our office. So they're able to get quality medical care. If you have the flu, or if you have diabetes, or you need a medical home, we can be that medical home for those people. The thing you don't think about is the cost of care to treat someone. So if you have an indigent population of people coming in and maybe they're paying $5, maybe it's free or it's $10, the cost of care doesn't change for us as an organization. Hence where the best kept secret comes in, I guess, is that you and I, your congregation, everybody in this community for that matter, can come to Helping Hands and get quality medical care. You can get back to school sports physicals for your kids. You can get immunizations, back to school immunizations. You can get, if you have the flu, a cold, strep throat, your run-of-the-mill things that you would get in any given year, you can come to Helping Hands. You can be a cash pay. We take insurance, all the major insurances, but the money that you're paying us to get yourself well, you're also helping someone else get well.
Right. Wow, that's incredible. Obviously, I would believe that it has gone up since the pandemic, the need for different services with you guys. So my question is, what could Holy Trinity do to help you in further in helping?
Sure, I think it's a great question. First of all, continue to pray for us as an organization and the things that we do in this community. Continue to pray for healing in our community, yes. For everything that's going on. But also, I think that you guys have been a huge financial supporter of our organization, and we truly are grateful. and appreciative for those financial resources that allows us to just basically be your hands and feet to go out and to help those people. So obviously, please continue to support us in that way, because that's huge. I think from my standpoint, it's taking what we're talking about here today, and maybe someone that's sitting in the congregation right now, they heard something that they didn't know. Maybe it was something about our health center. Maybe it was something about our assistance and referral. And be our hands and feet in the community, helping us share what it is that we do here. Mm-hmm. When I go out and speak all the time, one of the first questions I say is, what's the first thing you think of when I say helping hands? And the first thing people say is, that's the place I take the stuff I don't want anymore. Right. And yes, that's important to us because we clean it and we resell it, and that money is about 35 or 36% of our annual revenue. Wow. Okay. So that's less money that we have to go into this community and ask for. But we are so much more, hopefully, as you learned today, we are so much more as an organization than just that. Mm-hmm. And I think helping us share that with others in this community so that people can get involved, whether that's through volunteerism, whether that's through financial support, whatever that looks like for you as an individual or you as a family. We don't want to ever tell somebody how to get involved. We just want to say, get involved. Okay. And whatever that looks like. So I think maybe a combination of those 3 or 4 different things would certainly help us as an organization.
Well, it sounds like a conversation that we can have at Holy Trinity by the Lake and continue our support here. And just let you know that if something comes up, please let us know. I really appreciate this. This has been wonderful and really an insight to behind the curtain or behind the scenes of what goes on. You guys take care of a lot of people, and I really do appreciate that. And so keep up the good work because, as I said before, Jesus says for us to worship our Lord and to love our neighbor as ourselves.
Amen. That's very true, and we appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to come over here and want to interview us and want to learn more about our organization, what it is that we do, and so if we can ever be, it's a two-way street too. Is if we can ever be of assistance to the church in some form or fashion, please let us know. We would be happy to help. This is about being better together in this community and how we can take care of those that are less fortunate than we are. And I think sometimes we lose sight of how blessed we really are. And it's fun to sit here and see. I think we probably have the best job in the world because we get to see what you're giving and what your time and effort into our organization actually does to make a difference in somebody's life. We see it every day. We see moms crying and families thanking us. It's not us, it's this community. And it's by the grace of the Lord. So yes. Thank you.
Well, as they say, serving God is perfect freedom.
Amen.
Well, guys, I want to thank you all again for watching. I hope you've learned something. I hope this can continue further discussions at Holy Trinity by the Lake and the Outreach Committee. And I just want to tell you all we love you, and we'll see you all at the next interview.
My name is Maria, and this is my story. Due to an abusive relationship with my husband, I have had to manage as a single mother for 20 years, caring for my daughter with special needs. Suddenly, my health began failing, and I received the news of a stomach cancer. This placed a big strain on us emotionally and financially. All that changed when you decide to help me through your support of Rockwell Helping Hands. Because of you, I was able to receive the help I so desperately needed. Without the food, financial, and emotional support you provide me, I will not be able to make it. I am forever grateful. Thank you.
My name is Walter, and this is my story. I'm a Vietnam veteran who suffered injuries during the war. Life took a turn, and I found myself living in a truck in Rockwall with only my 2 dogs to keep me company. When one of them became ill, I desperately reached out for help. Little did I know, help would go way beyond just caring for my pets. Poor nutrition and sleeping in my truck had taken a toll on my health. Because you chose to support Rockwall Helping Hands, I had access to the healthcare center. You provided a way for me to receive help in contacting the local Veteran Services offices. I'm happy to report that my pets are receiving great care while I'm waiting to receive my VA benefits. None of this would have been possible if it had not been for you and your support of Helping Hands. Thank you for making a difference in my life.
Hey everybody, glad y'all are back. We are continuing our conversation in our series, Love Thy Neighbor. Today we have Cindy Berglund and Amy Pinnell, both here at Holy Trinity by the Lake, and been here for quite a while at Holy Trinity. So it's almost our whole life, right? If not our whole life, which is actually fantastic. I love that. 2 things that they do. They are advocates for Helping Hands, Morning Food Drive, our food pantry, I should say, and the food drive here at Holy Trinity by the Lake. You guys have been working on and doing, which is fantastic. So I'd love to ask y'all some questions so that our goal here is for the congregation. They see organizations as well as volunteers here at the church do things, but they don't always see behind the curtain. And as you both know, there's a lot of work behind the curtain to do ministry, but fun ministry, right? I mean, it's not like that kind. But so anyway, I just want to ask you all a few questions. My first question to both of you is, what inspired you to start doing the food drive?
Just the need of what people might be needing right now in the coronavirus. I think just we wanted to step up and help something, do something to make the community to know that we're helping in some way.
Yeah, I think when COVID started, we all just kind of hunkered down and we got to the point where it was like, hey, maybe we can do something still. And so we kind of all discussed it and about the drive-through would be a good way, and then a good way for parishioners to see each other as they drive through and see the people taking it out. So it's a little bit also of a safe distance, social interaction for church members too.
But that's the fun part, seeing everybody again.
Oh, absolutely.
That's really fun. Yeah.
And y'all really did go out of your way to make sure people are safe. I was really proud when I came out to see that. Masks were worn, distance, they stayed in their cars and gave out stuff.
Absolutely.
And because safety is number one, but yet you're absolutely right. There's a desperate need right now for people who have lost their jobs, or people who have to take care of their child because they can't go to school now. And so that has increased quite a bit. You guys came to that call. How successful do you think the food drives have been?
I think it was great.
I was just amazed.
Yeah, I was
at the outgiving.
I was concerned for the very first food drive. I really felt like no one, not many were going to come. And then I was just like, oh my God, this church always
and I think
amazes me with how giving this church is always. But that was just the first food drive. I was like, oh my God,
it was really exciting. And I think giving the parishioners, even they feel excited because they're like, I get to do something and give. And they love to do that, and to be able to come here and be a part of that community. Yeah.
I was absolutely surprised. I think I had done a healing service and came out to see you guys and was shocked about all the food that y'all had already gotten the first hour of the food drive. You would have thought it was over a weekend or something. It was just, people really responded to the call. And I just think that was wonderful. And I would say they were absolutely huge successes, and it's leadership that puts all of that together, as well as giving people who want to give to people who are really hungry. So tell me, obviously we all see the food being collected here. What do you guys do with it after we're done?
Well, once it's all loaded up, it usually takes, I'd say 2 or 3 cars, and then the first one, sometimes we split it up and we go to Forney Food Pantry and then Helping Hands here in Rockwall. So those are our 2 main ones we've been giving to so far, but that's what we do is we take it to them.
Okay. So, how are they
They are
responding?
so grateful.
They
Are
are.
So grateful.
I know both when I went to Forney and Helping Hands, as soon as, they ask who I'm with,
They
and
love it.
both times their faces light up and
Yeah.
they're just like, oh my goodness, Holy Trinity just treats us so well.
Aw,
And she's like, we love you guys and y'all are just such a generous church. She said, we can always count on you guys. So that was always
wow.
really nice to hear. Yeah.
That's a lot you said.
And I know even I was at Forney and someone said, oh, you're from Holy Trinity? Like, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
and she wanted to talk. And so, yeah.
Well, in watching these organizations, is the demand getting greater, or is it about the same, or can you tell, or have you heard?
I think it's great. I think it's needing more.
I think
Honestly,
I do too. And of course, I keep thinking gearing up for the fall
Yeah.
and flu season.
Sure.
And that will put a lot of
Personal
people
needs.
out
that we
too.
need to do.
This last food drive was even larger than the first one, which was very exciting. And I noticed this last one was a lot of diapers and toothbrushes and other things maybe you wouldn't normally think of for a food drive. So that was great to see too. Lots of cleaning products. And,
Right.
but I mean, like the big diapers.
Yeah.
Well,
Cases,
I'm like, whoa.
Cases of diapers.
Cases of diapers.
Wow.
So that was really neat
Yeah.
too. So it's always interesting too because it gives you new ideas. Like, oh, I wasn't thinking about toothpaste, and I wasn't thinking about, just some of these items you normally don't think about as far as when you're grocery shopping.
We were talking earlier in another conversation about helping hands and the idea, with about condiments, and
Absolutely.
how desperately that's needed. And as Karen told us, she said, it's funny how you just suddenly something comes up and you realize, why haven't we been doing this the whole
Dry
time?
sandwich. Yeah, we need some mayonnaise on that sandwich.
So I hope, something else we could ask for, for people to do that for helping hands with the sandwiches, which would be great as well. What do you think is one of your highlight moments, or what surprised you at the food drive?
This church has such a generous nature, period.
Absolutely.
We had someone come that actually needed food, and I think that really hit me. I was like, I didn't understand the question. And I thought, I'm so blessed. I cannot believe. They needed help. And we're going to do it.
Absolutely.
So
It was interesting because both food drives,
there was another one.
both of them, someone would drive up because they're seeing food drive at the church and they think that there's food that they can have. So, and of course, we're like, well, what do you need? And, so we'll give them,
That's
some food. But that's just been interesting.
But
That's
that's-
both
yeah.
times you've had someone drive in thinking we're doing a food drive to give food away.
so you get to see both sides of it.
And they had a baby.
Yeah.
One of them had a baby. So
Oh.
we give them diapers.
Right.
I mean, gosh, they're out of work. They need help.
Mhm.
So.
I think the first time was just, my daughter Carly's been with me both times, and of course she loves this, and I think this was something great to also get the youth just around some people because they've been the same way, youth hasn't been meeting and all of that. So I think that was a special time. But when she saw, she literally couldn't get over it. Like, Mom, I can't believe so many of our members gave this much food, and so that was really special for her to just see that. Because we know how generous it is, the church is, but maybe sometimes the youth don't quite realize what all happens and where the money goes to if we donate. So it was really neat that she was just very she's like, it just makes me happy. It makes me love my church even more just to see that. So that was kind of special.
That is.
Mhm.
That's very special, especially at a young age when they're learning, how to do this.
Yeah, and just to see how much the church is giving without anyone saying anything. That was the thing. It was strictly just watching it, that meant a lot to her.
Well, one of the questions I've asked everybody I'm interviewing is what brings you the most joy in your ministry?
I mean, I've always just loved to help others. So, I mean, there's always been a special place in my heart for outreach type mission work. I think you preach it a lot about loving my neighbor. And I mean, that's what it's about. I mean, I know you've been at, the food drives and you've made sandwiches, and when you haven't been here, Karen's, in your spot bringing things. So I think it started from you, that being very strong with you as far as taking care of your family and your community. And so, I mean, and I just, it's been such a simple thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yes, there's a lot of preparing and all of that, but it's just been a simple thing to do, just taking care of your neighbors and your community.
It comes very naturally. I mean,
Yeah,
it's just happiness. It's just happiness. And I'm blessed beyond me to be a blessing to others, just to help, just to be able to give them something or to be a part of this.
It's the best
It's
feeling in the
rewarding.
world.
It's just really rewarding. Yeah.
And I say over and over in these interviews, as y'all both know, I think that you should always have joy coming from your ministry. If you don't, then you need to look at something that does, because there is a lot of work, but it's enjoyable work. And when it's enjoyable, it doesn't feel like work, and so
it's fun.
It is. It's fun. And like you said, the joy of seeing someone's face. We were talking about with the youth doing Christmas caroling last year. And when you see somebody with tears coming down because they can't get out of their home, it's worth all of it, to see the joy. Will y'all be doing more food drives in the future?
Yes.
We're planning to the second
August is going to be a
second
big
weekend.
month.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll be giving us a list of things that are needed and things you've seen.
Yep, should be coming, I hope, by Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, I want to thank you both. I'm serious because you're right. I try to teach about love your God with all your heart, mind, and your soul, but also love thy neighbor, which was a commandment, not a suggestion. And you're living that. And I really, really love you guys for that. In the church, as you both of y'all have worked and done stuff here in the church a long time, there's lots of ideas, but we need leaders. We need people who act on our real hands and feet. And we're seeing that more and more and more. And absolutely, it's exciting. That part's exciting for me. And you both are part of that. And just thank you both very much for all y'all's time.
Sure.
Guys, once again, a great interview, and I'm so glad we were able to share this. I hope it's something we can all take to heart. And doing ministry is a lot of fun. Loving our neighbor can be a lot of fun and bring us so much joy. We're going to be having another interview soon, so thank you for joining us. Take care. Peace.